Birkenstock bend versus other sneakers. Are they worth the price? You know, these Birkenstock bend sneakers are actually pretty overpriced. They retail around $160. And are they really worth the price? I've tested them against other popular brands that I own, the New Balance and also the On Cloud walking shoes, and I can share with you my own personal testimony and experiences in terms of comfort, arch support, and style. This video is really mainly for those of you who are looking for something stylish, comfortable to wear. You have to be on your feet the whole day. You need to work in these shoes. But then you're also looking for a pair of shoes that will give you arch support, will help you alleviate any foot pain that you may be experiencing. If you have plantar fasciitis, if you have flat feet, if you have overpronation or supination, then this video could be for you. This video is absolutely not sponsored. I am only sharing my own personal testimony and experiences, so let's get started. So you can see the build and quality of the bend shoe is actually quite luxurious. The upper material is made from nubuck leather, which is the exterior leather grade that is brushed to feel very luxurious and soft. It is actually quite similar to the feeling and texture of suede, but suede comes from the inner hide, and so it is actually softer and more malleable, and in a sense it actually is also less durable. The nubuck leather here is much more firm, much more structured. It can resist rain, dirt, moisture, much better than suede. Of course, I would advise you to give your shoe some protection, spray it down with a suede leather protector so that if dirt gets on, you can easily buff it off and keep it in its pristine color and condition. This shoe is actually a little bit heavier, and that's mainly because the sole of this heel is quite sturdy. It's actually quite rigid. It doesn't really shift in shape very easily. Even trying to bend the shoe, it takes a bit of effort, but it does allow for your foot to move, but it really gives you that firm support and structure to your feet. With the other shoes, with my New Balance, with my On Cloud shoes. Again, they also are really well designed shoes for people with plantar fasciitis or foot pain, and also provide that support. But then I think the real game changer here is the inner insole and arch support that this bend shoe comes. As you can see, I can pull out this Birkenstock footbed that is made in Germany. You can see that it has the provided arch support here. It has a nice heel cup for you to secure where your heel is so that you gain proper alignment. It has this nice wide toe box here. You'll notice compared to other Birkenstock designs, this area where the toe is, there is no particular support here. Mainly I guess it's for design and comfort issues. But again, what really helps me in terms of my foot support and body alignment is how this heel area really helps secure my foot from shifting around, and also the nice arch support that is very supportive. You can see it bends nicely on the toe area to allow you for that walking movement, but then this part of the footbed is quite firm and structured. With the other sneakers, you'll just find a very standard insole that is really flimsy and really does not provide any support whatsoever. So I highly recommend you to replace those. If you already have orthopedic insoles, use that. Superfeet is also a great brand, but then they do wear out quite quickly. I think the recommendation is to replace them every 3 months. I myself have become a customer of the Good Feet store, and I've purchased one of their insole system, and I have these really firm made from plastic insoles supports that help strengthen my feet and provide me that support to allow me to have that proper posture and alignment. If you'd like more information on Good Feet Company and you're interested, these insoles could help you, leave me a comment down below. I'd be happy to share my experiences with the Good Feet store. Another aesthetic thing that I do like about the Birkenstock bend is this little design here where you can see the cork that is just peeking out of the rubber soles. The soles of the shoe are very grippy. I have no issues with it skidding or slipping away when the ground is wet. And mainly also this wide toe box area really allows for my feet and my toes to splay out when it's in the shoe so that I can have maximum space and also movement with my feet according to the way I'm walking, and give me that extra support and flexibility as well. With other shoes, you can see the toe area can be a little more narrow, a little more restrictive, and over time I do find that my toes tend to get a bit scrunched, and that causes pain and cramping. So if you're having these issues, most definitely check out shoes that give you a wide toe box area, that are firm and very structured, doesn't bend as easily in this area, gives you the toe movement, but this part of the shoe is very firm and structured. So the way I've been wearing my shoes is I'll actually try to wear my insoles from the Good Feet store as much as I can, because those are designed to strengthen my feet. But I have to admit that they can be quite fatiguing to my feet, because the inserts are quite high, as you can see, and so it sort of really fatigues my overall foot if I'm wearing these for an extended period of time. So what I'd like to do is I'll alternate and wear my normal shoes with the Good Feet store insoles, but then on other days I'll be wearing my Birkenstocks. So I have the clog, I have my Arizonas, and I also have these Vans. And the one thing I really appreciate about the Birkenstock footbed is the way it's designed. A lot of people complain how it takes a lot of time for you to break them in. They're very uncomfortable, and not every foot is really suited for this. Well, I also had those issues in the beginning. I was actually buying these shoes in size 40, and you can see that my foot is actually a little bit too big for this shoe size. So I recommend you to really get a proper fitting. So instead of wearing size 40, which I used to think I was, I am now wearing size 41, and I find that this is like the perfect sizing and fit for me. It just molds my feet immediately. I don't feel any pain or discomfort, and it has really made it a life-changing discovery for me. So for sure, if you're having issues with your Birkenstocks, just go get another pair, different size, and really just compare and see which one fits you better, and that will probably be the best way to go. So as I said, this video is not sponsored, but I wanted to share with you some of the benefits of wearing the Birkenstock shoe and their footbeds. As you know, they have the contoured arch support that gives you proper alignment. It has that nice deep heel cup that stabilizes the heel, promotes natural foot alignment, and really reduces any strain to your Achilles tendon. The pronounced arch support helps distribute weight evenly, and which reduces pressure on the forefoot and the heel. And unlike the standard flat sneakers, the Birkenstock footbed encourages a natural gait, preventing overpronation, which is where your foot is inwardly rolling, or supination, which is where it outwardly rolls. So the cork latex blend is naturally shock absorbing, which again reduces the impact to your joints, your knees, and to your lower back. And again, the footbed does mold to your feet over time. As you stand on them, walk on them, and exert your weight and pressure on the footbed, it will give in to the way your foot is naturally formed, which would give you a more customized fit and a more desired comfort level as you wear the footbed on a more extended period of time. A lot of the standard insoles that you get on the market are probably made from memory foam or an EVA type of insole, and you know, there are pros and cons to these. Mostly they need to be replaced quite often, and it really sometimes if you don't get the proper fit, it can actually misalign your foot. So for sure, go see your podiatrist for a proper fitting, or you can even go to the Good Feet store like I did. So the slight firmness of the cork activates your foot muscle to strengthen and just to use your feet muscles a little bit more, because they have to do more work as you're standing and walking in them. If you have flat feet, unlike a lot of soft sneakers that would collapse under your weight, the firm cork footbed would help lift and support your fallen arches. So my main concern with the normal shoes is, of course, you will find many nice designs, very stylish, but then at what price are you compromising for the design and the aesthetics? My main complaint with those shoes would be the more narrow toe box, which kind of forces your toes to scrunch together and then causes pain later on as it sort of spreads throughout your foot. Again, the arch support is non-existent unless you change out your insoles, and often you won't find this nice deep heel cup that really keeps your foot in place from it moving and sliding, and just making sure you have that proper posture and alignment and proper gait as your foot rests on the shoe. So all in all, I really enjoyed wearing my Birkenstocks. I like to switch them out. As you know, I have quite a few designs now. I have the Bostons, I have a pair of Arizonas. I also recently got a pair of Milanos, and also I have the Bends now. So for sure, I do wear my other shoes, and I'll use my Good Feet store inserts as well. But then, as I said, they can be quite fatiguing and painful on my feet to wear for an extended period of time. So I like to give my feet a break. I will wear my Birkenstocks. And so far, they've been serving that purpose for me to give me some adequate support for my plantar fasciitis that I recently developed, but give me a chance to walk around and not always have to rely on insoles that might be quite painful to wear at times. And they're also quite stylish to wear. They're just, with this leather exterior, it just really elevates the look of the shoe and makes it look much more curious and much more expensive than a regular sneaker. The one complaint though I do have with this design is you can see that the shoelace has turned dirty, and that's mainly because this eyelet area here is dark colored. And I noticed even upon the very first time wearing, I think there was some moisture in the air, or it started to bleed, and you can see it's also behind the shoe. The leather has some black marks. So this is a bit of a bummer because now I have to deal with the fact that I have these dirty laces. The good news is every time I wear these shoes, the eyelet and the lace goes back to where they are. So in a way, the dirty part is only hidden in this area, so it's not that visible. So if you were to get yourself a pair of Bends, make sure the eyelet is not dark and it won't bleed out into your laces or even the leather. These shoes were actually on sale. I got them in the site of Birkenstock where they call it the last chance sales. And the great thing is they give you a nice discount on these shoes. The only thing is you need to pay for shipping, which is around $6 US. And you also have the option to return them within 30 days as long as they are in new condition. So I feel that, this is a pretty good risk-free way to try the shoes. Order a few more sizes if you're not sure what size is best for you. I've worn these shoes for, a few weeks now, and yeah, there are slight markings on them, but I did spray them, and I feel like if I were to buff them off and use maybe some leather cleaner, the dirt marks would come off pretty easily. Share with me below if you have a pair of these, or if you're looking for a pair of sneakers for comfort and also foot pain relief. I'd love to hear from you all, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.